And we are live. What's up? What's up? What's up? This is the List Stream. I am Crunk Chocolate. I am here with Sharpie Charlie and a photo of Tarek. How's it going, my show bros?
Bro, just made it. Sorry for the delay. Had to
No,
make sure
you're
we
not.
had some libations for the
Let's
lit stream.
go.
Cheers.
Let's
So
go.
yeah, man.
I am
It's Thursday, bro. How you feeling?
salute. Oh man, I'm so good. I am so good. It's the Lit Stream. It's always a good time being able to connect with some great people. And it's NWSL final weekend.
Woo-hoo.
Men are back from their international break. There's been joy, there's been heartbreak. It's it's fun. It's good. It's good.
Hold on. Speaking of BRB, I hear you, but BRB.
Oh,
Yeah. It's
all
gonna
right.
be just got to do it for the NWSL, for the weekend. 'Cause you
Okay.
already know what
Okay.
it is
I
over
mean, hey,
here.
and I'll waste a little bit more time while he. I think I know where he's going, but
You know what's happening. Come on now.
I know what's happening. But I'm wearing my Shea Butter FC "Don't Play Out the Back" T-shirt in honor of the NWSL final. And the jump style, the
Take it
backwards
back, Nelly,
split.
crisscross.
I love it.
Hey, spirits. There we go.
We Hey Spirit, shout out to them. Yeah, amazing guests. We got Saul and then Justin, Andy, all the bros. It's gonna be a good time. But I have two topics that I'm gonna start off with, and Shades of Blue, we never shy away from any topic, and I know one that is pretty polarizing. Messi versus Ronaldo. And I'm just saying, we have officially found out who is the best between those two, and it's not Pinaldo. Because look at this motherfucking clown. And then also, what is worse, look at who is supposed to be the one he is the one leading FIFA in the back corner. Like, he doesn't even have the confidence enough to like put his smug ass like where you can see his full face. He's cut off. Like, just he's a coward, a fraud, fucking I hate the dude. But anyway, we're here to talk about Ronaldo's very awkward self in this photo with all these other people who I actually don't know. I like purposely I don't know. Obviously, we got the ex-owner there, but all you Messi fans, supporters, the people who are real crazy about them, I don't have a tie on either side. But shout out to the people who are big Messi people.
Thank you. We're very happy. Feels good to have even more proof, other than the last 15 years of football, to prove that Messi is by far the better footballer and better person. It wasn't even a question, but yeah, and he's the bigger winner. Somebody won a World Cup, somebody didn't. Somebody's won their continents tournament and actually was on the field when it ended. So hey, it's okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, this wasn't like a topic of conversation on the YouTube channels that you're doing, Tarek, is it? I assume not.
No, I have not heard this conversation on any of the YouTube channels that I've been on. However, what I will say, I think you got the right answer nonetheless. But I got a great nephew technically, but just calling my nephew is too many extra work, too many extra syllables and letters. But if you ask him, I think he's 9, maybe 10.
I was gonna say, honestly,
He'll tell you that Messi's the best.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say, like, if you're a kid and you think Ronaldo's the guy, like, you're a kid, like, cool, Phil, whatever.
No,
But
he tells me that Messi is the best.
yeah, and I'm here for that. But I'm just saying, like, once you become an adult or at least a quasi adult, and you can know the difference between like decisions made make you a good or bad human being, that's when I kind of start judging you. I like this though. I like this, Daniel Rodman, come to City. Just do it.
If she leaves, that's the only place I want her to go in the WSL. If she
And
is to leave, if they cannot afford her.
there's nowhere else I want you to go. Like everybody
Yeah.
else, they won't be able to support you or need you, or like Chelsea won't get enough playing time. Arsenal, they're gonna support you until you can't help them win, and then they're gonna turn on you. So it's like, and then United, like, why would you want to go there? Sorry, Reaper. I did see your comment pertaining to Tullis Joyce, the way that she got that there with a knee to the face in the match against Aston Villa. I was not aware of that. That is absolutely insane. So yeah, she needs to take some time off, take all the time off that she needs. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I knew she had gotten hurt. I didn't know like how or what had happened. Obviously, as a fan of Miami, I support her as long as she's not playing us. I'm never going to support anybody over City, but any other game, do you? So actually, going into the Hall of Fame, Miami Hall of Fame, whatever they're calling it. So big ups to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at this clown over here trying to make jokes. Hardy har. Like, if anybody has been a City fan for even longer than a year, we have heard this a handful of times. So it's just like, congrats. You played yourself. I'm going to give you.
I mean, it might have been a
10,
legit question, maybe. Give you a chance to say that it was a legit question. But I mean,
Terry.
It doesn't matter how long we've been fans. I mean,
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm going to give him a chance to reply, but I'm probably going to promptly have to block him. I wish any of my moderators were here right now so I could be like, get rid of that person. Yeah, right? I can only imagine having to deal with an orbital fracture.
I'd be interested to know what club they support.
Right?
Jeremiah Murphy.
Like, bro, we're Americans. Like, there's only so far back really we can go unless obviously there are tons of people who have family and friends and stuff like that. I didn't. I fell into.
You know what? The fact that you are even acknowledging that question is so much more kind than what I was
interested in it. I want to have an honest conversation about it. Jump online and let's talk about it. But whatever. I don't care. At the end of the day, it doesn't change. Like I said, we all know what we do and how we do it and how sincere we are about it. So it doesn't. Wow, that was weird. Did you see what I saw?
I got kicked off. Yeah, I got kicked off.
Well, you got kicked off, but it was the picture of Tom Bomb that threw me off.
Account.
I was like, what in the world?
I know. I shut that off and I was like, all right, it's Tom.
We going to have to get the exorcist up in here. Something going on.
The hell?
Yeah,
what in the hell?
I made it. He's the other admin, and so he helped me get in. Anyway, I have one more video to play. This is kind of why I was hoping Tom would be here, but also, so I don't know if you watched today's Women's Champions League match. This is between Barcelona and Chelsea, and it is a little standoff with the keeper having the ball at their foot. Oh, maybe my laptop doesn't want to play all of it. Yeah, that's not great. I apologize. So basically, you saw what it is. It is a standoff. The Barcelona keeper just stayed with the ball, and Chelsea refusing to press because they want them to press to give space so they can just pass around them and go and score easily. Chelsea were like, we're not playing that game. We're not stupid. So they just kind of just like stood around until somebody eventually was the brave one. The reason why I guess I play this specifically is this is something that Pep talked about last season when there were a lot of teams who were playing low block against City, and he was like, people were asking him, what do you do with the slow block? And he was like, we stand on the ball. We do nothing. Like, obviously that's not what the fans want to hear, but what else is there to do? We saw it actually play out. Like, it was terrible to watch, like, especially if you're at the stadium. Like, how do you go? But also, it is what it is. Like, if you have your tactics, they both kind of stood steadfast in their tactics.
I mean, yeah, eventually somebody's going to break down. And, I mean, I think this game meant nothing. Honestly, like, I feel like both teams were comfortably going to advance, right, or are advancing. So Chelsea had no impetus to say, "Hey, let's go press and go try to get a goal." And honestly, they just didn't want to be embarrassed by Barca. Credit to them for playing into a 1-1 draw. Some of us wanted Barca to win, of course, but a draw didn't hurt. So they did something. Who scored the goal? It wasn't Alyssa Thompson? Somebody else scored. Yeah, she didn't score. But to your earlier point, since we're talking about Chelsea, they are like sneakily trying to revamp their front line. And like I could see a world where they want Trinity to be on the other side of Alyssa Thompson. You put Alyssa on the left and Trinity on the right with Kat in the middle. Get your USA front line, Germa in the back. It makes sense because what's her name? This is where Tom needs to come in. They have a couple older wingers, not too old, but just aging. So like they want to revamp with a in prime 25-year-old Trinity Rodman. Like, yeah, Emma Hayes is plotting seeds. That's all I'm saying. Emma knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
the crazy thing that I read today when it comes to Trinity Rodman, the way the cap is set up for the NWSL, there's only so much they can offer her. It doesn't compare to what she's getting offered from overseas. But was it DC Power?
They're not serious.
USL. You don't think they're serious?
No, they just wanted attention.
She's not going to take it. Yeah, that's publicity.
She's not going to take it.
Great.
She's not going to take it. But the fact that they can even make an offer that is more than what the NWSL is offering is crazy to me. And all it takes is somebody to be willing to foot the bill. Again, she's not going to take it because it's going to take more than one person to make that move. But it just goes to show you that NWSL's grip is still somewhat tenuous. It could easily be broken with the right, moves.
Most DC Power's highest attendance this season was 4,719 fans. That is not going to pay for Trinity's salary.
But again, if you have somebody that's willing to foot the bill, because I know once I put her on the pitch, I'm gonna get way more than 4,000 people showing up.
The only way that works, I mean, the stadium does hold 10. The only way that works is if they're in the middle of signing a new broadcasting deal. Like I get it.
No, it works if I'm willing to foot the bill. If I'm willing to pay out, and I don't care about the money.
But you have to care about the money. Like this
why?
Is America. This is
why?
What do we do?
Wait. You got to talk about two different things. He's saying, Tarek's saying like the owner, like any ownership.
Yeah, if I'm as an owner, if I'm willing to foot the bill, and it's like a loss leader, I'm willing to take the loss to get her in the door because I know I'm gonna make it up on the back end. Okay,
it's a true investment.
It might take me 2 years to get my money back, but I now not only have I changed what I'm doing today, but now I put my club in a totally different stratosphere, and I'm not held back by NWSL.
I'll say this: I know we gotta get to our guest. There's her age range. It might not be right for Trinity, but you know who else is a free agent and who just had a baby? Sophia Wilson. And maybe for her, it's like, hey, I got a family now. My husband, he's a wonderful wide receiver for the Cardinals. Maybe I do want to go to one of these franchises and make the most money possible and change the game, right? Like, because she's already won everything at NWSL and done everything. So it's all about like when you can catch somebody at the right time. But I like the fact that they don't have a cap.
And I know we got to move, but does it also give a play sheet or a playbook for USL Premier League or whatever they're going to call it, their Division I league when they go to Division I in 2028, I believe it is, because again it says if I can put more money up than you can, and I'm willing to, then there's going to be people that are going to be willing to come.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm going to be more locked in the USL Super League when it comes as opposed to the MLS. Let's bring on our first guest. You know him. He is basically our Lit Stream resident guest. Shout out Bitter and Blue. Shady Gang stand up. It is Saul.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Doing great, man.
Happy to be on. Looking forward to talking to you guys. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir.
We're back.
Yes, sir. We're back. That's hilarious. King got to give Trinity one of those Kawhi deals. One, and I don't think Pablo Torre will be like sniffing about those contracts. You know, I'm sure he has other leagues that he wants to focus in, but honestly, maybe the attention of it would bring Pablo Torre. So who knows? Who knows? The World Cup. I mean, we were talking about Infantino and all that other stuff earlier negatively, but in a positive sense, the World Cup is coming next summer. In theory, the world is coming to the United States for football. It is. I've been looking forward to this since I like fell in love with the sport, like being able to have a World Cup here. How are you feeling about all of this?
Yeah, same. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this for a while. There are a lot of questions regarding everything surrounding it, but I think I want to start on the positive side. I think a lot of the stories we saw this week were really cool, especially Haiti qualifying, Curacao, some of the other countries. Here in Miami, there's a lot of Haitian Americans, so that was really cool to see them advancing. But yeah, some of the questions you're gonna have to ask yourself for next summer is a little bit crazy, but I think the hype should be enough for to justify it. The Copa America did show us we have some things to work on, but I do think the future is gonna be it'll be a fun World Cup. I think so.
I think the football will be amazing, right? Like biggest World Cup ever, most teams, a lot of new nations, stars from all over, like all here in our backyard, in our time zones. We don't have to sacrifice sleep, right? We can watch literally every match, right? But we all know, like, more than the elephant in the room, like the Trump in the room, right? This administration, since the election night, we was like, oh wait, the World Cup's happening next year, or in 2 years. So it's just like it literally has changed everything. We know how smoozy Infantino is with Trump, and what happened with Club World Cup, and now it's like, oh wait, now we get to maximize that on the grandest stage. And you're talking about all the issues we have. Like these things are unavoidable. You're talking about going into cities hosting and making issues or possibly relocating when all the joy that should be happening is, like you said, so I would just fill with questions now.
Yeah, and the biggest question is, do I have my passport on me? Just in case someone comes up to you and they're like, "You're brown. Are you Haitian? Are you from Curacao?"
Well, that's what I was saying. He talked about Haitian people coming in. I think I read that they're not even gonna basically allow them to travel. So it's like, how do those fans even get to support their club or their team? It's crazy. I won't say too much about it because whatever, but it's like you said. I think Charlie said it. Big ups for the football, the matches, all the things that happen on the pitch. It's the off the pitch stuff that I don't really want to,
which is
spend
fair.
too much time focusing on.
So in the U.S., like Saul, you're in Florida. I won't give up too much. So Miami, that's close enough to you. Like that's not too far of a trip. At least I don't think.
No. Yeah, so, I'm hoping to see Argentina, maybe Brazil. I do see some of the South American teams being based out of Florida, so that should be interesting. On the bigger note, I think the whatever the U.S. and Mexico and some of the bigger countries, what kind of groups they get will be interesting in a couple of weeks. I do think the on-football part is going to be really interesting. And Messi's in his 6th World Cup, Ronaldo's in his 6th. I think Modric is in his 6th. So there's a lot of football storylines that are really interesting. So
yeah, man, like that, like, and this should be their last World Cup, but I feel like we've been saying that for this is now going to be like 8 years. So it'll be very interesting to see how their clubs do. Like Modric has been able to do amazing things with Croatia. Do they still have it? It's fantastic that we have Vardy there. So there's a whole extra. I always root for Croatia because they're an underdog, but they play good enough football and they play with passion and all that other stuff where it just makes you like low-key want to root for them. And Argentina, it's the Messi effect. So like it'll be very interesting where these other clubs will pop in. And hey,
what's going on?
What's up, man?
What up?
The balloons.
MVP in the background. Love it. Back to back.
You know it.
So
MVP.
To MVP. I love that. I would just say this, Crunk. You mentioned all the old geezers. I'm excited for the young kids. This will be Holland's first cup. It'll be Doku's first cup. It's Lamine Yamal's first cup. Like that generation who wasn't there in 21 or whatever, 22, like that's going to be really exciting to see them now take over and make their memories and make their names the same way like R9 did, or the same way Messi did in his first World Cup, right? He just kind of came out of nowhere. It's like those are the storylines that I'm excited because, I mean, even here with our team, if we get hot and just even get out of the group stage, now you're talking about like, wait, is it really Christian Pulisic? Is it Balogun? Is he going to take over now and be the new striker in vogue, right? Like that next guard is like super exciting for me. Respect to the old heads, though.
Tom, obviously, we're talking about the World Cup and what's exciting us. We already talked about the bummed part about it. So yeah. What's up, Jen? But yeah, let's keep it moving to Doku. Mans is lining it up. He is hitting the heights that we thought he could, and he's doing it for club and country, especially with KDB out. He is Mr. Belgium. I was about to say Red Devils, and I was like, nope. So it's very nice to see him doing his thing, getting the recognition. He legitimately got a 10 rating. Like that's insane. There have been multiple times where he's had amazing games and he's gotten like a 9.5 and a 9.2, and I'm like, what does he need to do to get a 10? Apparently that. So all the people who have supported Doku, we're big Doku people over here at Shades of Blue. Saul, how are you feeling, or what have been your thoughts about Doku?
I think the word would be vindicated. I remember some of those first couple games. It was looking a little spooky. I'm not gonna lie, but he resolved and he worked towards it. And I do think that some of what a player he's become, man. I mean, just some of the stuff that he's done on the pitch is incredible.
Yeah.
I do think he's learned really well from some of the other wingers, from Pep, obviously. And then now he just plays off of Haaland. He plays off of some of the other midfielders. Even Foden and Haaland, who are in pretty good form now, they really worked with Doku to kind of maximize him, right? So he's been playing a lot better than he has. Maybe best winger in the world shouts I've been hearing. Maybe not that far yet, but I do think he's gonna get there real soon. So I love what I've been seeing from him, man. What a season he's having.
I would say who's more in form right now. Not like who has the better career or the better, 2023 season. But right now, who's putting more fear in a right back or in a full back than Jeremy Doku? Like, I don't know the person because it's not Vinny, because Vinny got shut down by Connor Bradley, and then Doku made him look like he's in first league, first division football. Like, it's a small group up there who I think is better. Tom, you got anybody better than Doku?
No, I mean, not. I think, and you put it just perfectly. Like, he's the most in-form winger in the world right now. Like, his play is just been phenomenal.
Yeah, this Doku propaganda. I love it. Yeah, and which I guess this leads to the match this weekend against not worthy Newcastle. What's
Charlie, what'd you call them in the last episode? You called them 2 packs of ass. That's exactly what you said.
That's hilarious.
He was like, I said a lot of things about Newcastle. Like, you got to be a little more.
I mean, Eddie Howe, I believe I heard today on Football Weekly, he's 0-2-16 against Pep. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's 2 packs of ass.
Yeah, the Newcastle game will be a tricky one. I do like Eddie Howe. I do like Walter Made a lot. I thought he's settled in pretty well, but I mean, City has to win. Doku's in form. Haaland's in form. Haaland with Norway's been killing it. Foden obviously has come back to what we knew him as. So City have to win this one.
Yeah, you just gotta hope somebody in Newcastle plays a game of grab ass with Haaland.
That was a hilarious story. I don't know what Italy was thinking.
Listen, when Crunk asked the question, I said sometimes, you grab somebody by the ass, it motivates them to do some things. The things that it motivates them to do can just vary from person to person and situation
Yeah,
to situation.
that's the variable there.
I love it.
You got to know what to expect before you reach down there and squeeze. You got to know the reaction you're going to get.
Correct. That's true game for everybody in the chat. That is true game.
And that goes across genders,
Just
across
life advice.
situations,
Life
just
advice.
life advice. Before you reach, just know what
Better
happened.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a new segment on the show. Life advice with the shooting. I don't know.
That's the mailbag I want. Just throw in random life questions in the chat. If you got any random topics, like we will definitely give you our life advice. Just as 5 men at this point who are who have lived enough. We got some good advice for you over here. Keep it real simple.
Oh, I love it. Yes, Newcastle, they are always annoying. They have their own particular brand of football, and Eddie Howe does embrace that. I mean, I feel like that's also why you have to have a certain manager who's going to go to Newcastle, because they sit in 14th, but they have struggled a lot. Like, I feel like every season there's a down point from them where they're in the bottom of the Premier League, but they end up bouncing back and making this nice run and doing their thing, and they end up wherever they are. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to start against City, but they are very good at home. They are very good at home. So
I think that them, like Liverpool, similarly, they bought a ton of new players. They thought it was going to be easy to just kind of revamp the squad. It's also probably a credit to Guardiola to see how he's done it multiple times. So Newcastle and Liverpool struggling shouldn't be too big of a surprise seeing all the new faces.
Newcastle. Hey, they took out Liverpool to win.
That was a hell of a run, man. Legendary run right there. Okay.
Respect. I was able to watch that game in England at a pub, so that was really fun. Just like talking shit and just be like, yeah, that's our oil siblings. Let's go. I've never been more proud of Newcastle, and it's only been downhill since there. Truly has been. Super sorry about that. Okay, well, how are you feeling about this match, and where do you see, does City win? City lose? Is it a draw?
Yeah, I'll take a City win 3-1. Give me a couple from Haaland, maybe one from Doku. I like it. So talk about a little bit about the goal. I think Donnarumma, well, besides with Italy, he's been crushing it with City. So I think it's been a pleasant surprise, especially we didn't think that the Ederson replacement would be so quick to settle in. So
yeah, the Guardiola thing with his national team is the strangest thing, but they have great players all over that squad. They just aren't good as a team. But yeah, Guardiola, the Donnarumma at City, he's been great. He obviously brings the players a lot of confidence. Any of my other show bros got anything brilliant to say about Donnarumma? Some Donnarumma prop?
I think it's like 10-1-1 since he's come in City, and that's all you can ask for, right? Like, I will take that every 12 matches. Give me 10-1-1. We'll win a lot of trophies.
Yeah, I do need him to be, to command the box this match, because again, Newcastle is a big team, and Voltamati himself is 6'6", so we know set pieces is not our strength. I don't know how their set piece delivery is, but that would be the part that concerns me. I'm not really concerned about their midfield as much as I was, say, 3 weeks ago. I know they got some injuries and things like that, but set pieces is a concern for me. So I need him to, when you come get it, come get it. Don't play with it. Go get it and take control, do the things. But other than that, man, yeah, he's been great for us. And so we, hope to see that again this weekend.
I love it. Okay, where do Liverpool crumbling? Gabriel He's out for a couple of months, and he is very important to their back line. Arteta seems like he's out of ideas. They just brought in Eze. He was supposed to be the secret weapon to unleash their attack, their offense, and he seems miserable out there. Like, I tweeted it on the Toxic app. Everybody always comes at Pep about him killing the love of football out of players. When are we going to start coming at Arteta about that? Like, he's obviously does that and worse. Like, you can't, we actually have players where we can be like, look at all these players playing with joy, but you can't watch Arsenal and be like, they're playing with joy.
Right. Yeah, I think Arsenal and Liverpool are two cases where some of the injuries have been piling up. I do think the style of play might be getting a little stale. I do think that both of them aren't going to be top level for much longer this season. I do think City's probably, I don't want to say probably, but they have a great chance to win the league, probably like a 60-40, which is great for us. Last season it felt like sometimes like we weren't even going to make Champions League. So to be qualifying to win the league this season would be a great feather in the cap for Guardiola.
I think my favorite Pep stat is that he's never gone more than 1 year without winning a league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anytime he's finished second or third, like last year for the first time, the next year he wins it, right? So, like, injuries are real. The context was everything last year. And people forget we had the best last 15 game stretch or last 12 games in the PL. Like, we ended the season hot. That was how we almost caught Arsenal after being down so many points. So everything was trending this direction. And I think as long as we stay healthy, our main guys stay healthy, yeah, we're back on it. My confidence was low a few weeks ago. And then I was like, oh, we have hit a new gear. Like, Doku took off, Holland kept going. Like, you see every Cherky come back, and it's like, oh, this is what Hugo Viana saw. This is what Cheeky put in motion.
There's a much different level of confidence today than there was 3 to 4 weeks ago. We've like you said, we've hit a different stride. We are playing with a whole lot more confidence, and just playing much better football. So I think we go in there again. Do I think it'll be easy? No, but I think we win 3-1.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, you weren't with us on Monday, so we got the Tarek prediction. Let's go. I love it. So before
what did you guys say?
It's 3-1.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said 3-1.
Charlie said 3-0.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like our defense is top tier. I said clean sheet.
Let's go. Clean sheet. And could you imagine those Geordies by the end of the match if they lose 3-0? They're gonna absolutely lose
Eddie
it.
out.
Oh, 1,000%. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be just reposting everything. So please plug yourself. Let people know where people can find you.
Yes.
And the things that you do.
Yes, thank you guys. Bitter and Blue. Check out the sites. Part of SB Nation. Do a lot of writing there. Got a couple of writers too. So check us out. We're on Blue Sky. We're on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, check us out. It's a good site. Got a lot of writing there. So thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes, of course.
Appreciate
We'll see you next month.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, I love it. The Amy prediction, aka 3-0. Always back the club. Oh, I love all these clean sheets. Let's go. Oh man. Oh. Is there a Giordi TV or something I can watch post match and laugh at all the people losing their minds? That's what I'm here for. All right. Our next guest. It's been a while. Always great to have him on. Shady Gang. Give it up for Justin Horneker.
Hello.
What's up, Justin?
What's going on, man?
Justin, one of my favorite people to talk to in the Grant Wall press box at CPKC Stadium.
Hey,
thank you, Tom. Yeah, I'm sad I wasn't able to get out to as many games this year, but the schedule was brutal for me personally. I don't know why they did that to me.
They were like MLS and NWSL were clearly conspiring against you.
I'm convinced. Yeah, I'm convinced.
Public enemy number one.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm not gonna deny it. They're awful people. And I mean, when it comes to the scheduling, I know that they can't like help each other out, but also it's like you want the most people paying attention to both of your stuff. Like You maybe like reach out to each other and just be like, hey, these are key matches. Like, what are you guys trying to do? What are we trying to do? Like, it just takes like 2 seconds. In worst case, they don't respond and be like, I tried.
Yeah.
But it really seems like they try to go at each other at times, and it's very frustrating.
There's
Do you
definitely a
think
lack of
NWSL?
yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's definitely like those two leagues do not like they kind of are next to each other, but they don't talk. It's like siblings that like haven't spoken in decades, and like you kind of understand where each other are. You kind of like play in the same buildings, but for the most part, you just kind of let each other do your thing.
Right.
Do you think that will get any better with MLS like adopting a different calendar?
But what I was
Potentially,
going
like-
to ask is does NWSL make the switch as well?
That's what like I would put money on NWSL also making that switch and not at the same time frame. But if you look at like I did something in my newsletter last week, just looking at like how, and Tom, you know this very well, how playing through the summers is starting to become like a big issue, and for NWSL as well. If you want to keep those prime time midday Saturday games, like it's going to get to a point where you just can't play like in the Midwest or in the South anywhere like during the summer. So like I think just for the sake of sustainability, they need to look at what that looks like moving forward. But like for now, you have NWSL has a summer where you have a 2-month span where there won't be any MLS games that you can kind of take advantage of.
Sustainability, woke, yuck.
I never want to see another wet bulb thermometer ever again. What a terrible day.
How long were you guys out there? Because it was a 5-hour delay, wasn't it? By the end of
It was like 3 hours and 45 minutes. I think like what the match was supposed to start at like what 2 local time, and let's see, I got there at like 12:30, and so the match started at like I don't know 4 or 5. So I think it was like almost 7 by the time we got out of there.
That's fun. That's a good time. Everyone's hot and miserable the whole time too.
Oh, and it was a terrible match to watch because everybody like was also like all the players were hot and miserable.
Yeah. Banda gets hurt. Yeah.
Banda got hurt. Right.
So much about that game.
Oh wow. Yeah. In WSL final. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Sharpie's got his shirt, his kit on. I got my Shea Butter FC shirt. How do you see this match going? Like, do you pick a side or are you just there? Hey, shout out.
Nice.
Are you just being a neutral, enjoying it?
Yeah, as a neutral, I would like to see just an entertaining game of soccer. That's where I stand. I think it's very interesting because like 2 teams that played each other 3 times this year got them haven't allowed a goal from the Spirits like in those 3 games. So like I think there's a lot of intrigue, especially with how DC have like very good. Like that's by far. If I were just going off the current form, like Spirit are kind of running into this game, but Gotham have shown that they can upset KC at the last minute. They can upset Orlando, and I guess like it's weird because I don't really think of that as Orlando as an upset because of how like talented Gotham are, but just the path they've taken to get to this point is not what you would necessarily expect for them at the start of the year. So it's a very interesting team and interesting dynamic. And like if Gotham win, if I look back at my preseason predictions, like I think I would have expected that, but how they got to this point would be very surprising.
It would be a very Machiavellian result, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, you had no hope for them like in April, June, July, and then like Roosevelt gets healthy, they acquire Jane Shaw, like start to play better, kind of squeak into the playoffs, and then now they're back to where you would have expected them to be.
I am really happy for Jaden Shaw because the way that she's kind of been just sent around the league and people talk about how great she is, but yet couldn't find a home and couldn't find consistent success in a squad. And now she's at Gotham where they seem to be embracing who she is as a person, as a personality. It's really fun to see.
Yeah, like North Carolina was such a weird fit for her because it kind of isn't how you want to use Jaden Shaw. And then, yeah, like finally get to Gotham and you can see, okay, she can play that attacking mid with a striker that she's playing underneath. She's not trying to play with 12 other attacking mids and trying to make it work. So like, yeah, just for like seeing a good player play how you want them to play, it's very good to see her at Gotham.
Oh man.
While we're on the topic of NWSL, were there any like awards that you thought like were awarded falsely? Any like best 11s that you were like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that?
I have a lot of thoughts on the awards. First one is that Monaco winning best midfielder as not a midfielder. I think that one to me is pretty good. Fabianis winning coach of the year. I mean, I can see it, but like for KC to walk out of there with not the silverware that you would expect after the season they had, like defender of the year, not going to Kayla Sharbles.
That's that's the one that sets me off, because I don't know if you can have a like that was a historically good defense.
Yeah.
And to not like, it would have made sense to have both the goalkeeper of the year as well as the like defender of the year based off of like just that.
Yeah.
And I know it's tough, but do you think they got punished for their playoff run?
I think there's I think there's a couple things. I think maybe, but like if you like, you're supposed to vote without that in mind, but I'm sure that didn't always happen, especially with a fan vote. But like I think that Kayla Sharples gets robbed because first off, I would have probably voted Avery Patterson over Terry McKeown if I'm like going in that direction. And like you have a team that allowed 13 goals all season, like that is just historically impressive behind a back line that maybe doesn't. I think what punishes Sharples and what punishes KC backline is that there isn't one thing that they do necessarily best, but it's because their structure is so like they're so well structured. They don't allow a lot of danger. They get rid of what danger they do allow. And then if you're looking at like individual stats, Kayla Sharples isn't necessarily like leading in any of those stat columns, but it's because like the back line was just so good and you like kind of try to play away from her and play down the wings. And like, yeah, I think they get punched by that. And then like you look at Lorena getting goalkeeper of the year, which like someone deserved to benefit from that. But like Claudia Dickey probably should win that because she has 13 goals saved above expected, like more double the second place vote. Like it's, I don't know. I don't understand how that vote happens because if you look at Seattle, if they have even like Lorena's goalkeeping, they don't make the playoffs. And like I don't see how Claudia Dickey gets so the raw end of the deal there. But yeah, there's like anytime you have a fan vote, anytime you have like all these different entities voting, I would love to see what the breakdown was because I do have some thoughts. I think Temwa winning MVP is probably the only one that I really agreed with.
Oh, I wasn't aware that there was a bunch of like fan voting and things like that. I thought it was like all the other sports like awards where it's either players, coaches, or the
Press.
media.
Yeah, there's like all of it. So there is a breakdown, but yeah, there is a fan vote.
Wait, fans really have an input on the big awards, not just like All-Star?
Yeah, let me
unserious. Sorry, unserious. Why would you?
I mean, but we do know that about NWSL. And honestly, okay, another side thing about it, I didn't hate the blue carpet. I just hate that it just because a blue carpet, it's dope if you like swag it up, but most of the photos that I was seeing of all the people, it looked like a lot of them look like they were like through people's phones, and I don't know, like if you're gonna do this whole glamour situation, and I guess this is the first year they're doing it, so maybe next year everybody will step it up. They're trying to get their like ESPYs on. Like I get the idea, like I see the vision. I
like Final Week a lot actually. That's what I figured out in KC last week. I like the idea of a neutral venue, like final that everyone kind of like get together and it'll be the week that everyone can kind of catch up. And I don't know, it does feel like an event, and I think they're adding more stuff. But it
seems like a more accessible Super Bowl, like a women's football Super Bowl, but in the United States.
There are some things they had to figure out because I did think like last year for the skills competition, you didn't need like all the media there. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing there necessarily, especially because you like can't report on anything because it's going to air a week later. So,
oh wow!
But yeah,
and it was so cold that night too. I'm so glad I didn't go.
Are they doing that again this year with the whole?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, they are. They're doing it tomorrow night.
That will air the week after.
Yes.
Interesting.
There are some things I would maybe change, but
Yeah, like
I like
yeah,
the general idea of the like media week is good.
yes, no, I mean that's great. You get a bunch of people talking about this all at the same time. It gets
Yeah.
attention, but then trying to push it a week later, knowing that the event has already happened.
So it's not a
Especially
week. It's not a week later. It's just the
okay,
day after the final. So like they
okay.
had it on CBS Sports Sunday afternoon.
I still don't get
CBS
it.
Sports Network.
I still don't get it. I still don't get it. Like worst case, just put it on the NWSL app and just commercial us to death. I don't care. Like figure something out. Like do picture in picture, or have the players' jerseys have a million ads on them, like NASCAR, in order to like make up what you're supposedly going to lose by doing it after the vibe. Because the best thing about sports is the live tweet. And people, I'm sure, will be live tweeting, but it's going to start from like a negative spot. Like people are going to be shitting on it first, and then if it's good enough, that's when people will be like, "Hey, I like this stuff."
Yeah, and I almost like it if you made it more of like a Pro Bowl type of thing, where it's like the night before, like maybe no one from the teams at the final are in it, but maybe it's like an all-star game type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I like that idea. But yeah,
like worst case, let them show up and hang out on the bench and like talk crap and things like make them like ceremonial captains or coaches or something like that.
Just have Lola Bonta mic'd up and see what happens.
Oh, facts. Just have
magic will in fact happen.
Just have her doing celebrations the entire time.
Need to have a camera in her hand, let her just do her thing.
Facts. Like that's exactly it. Like the personalities of these footballers, that's what they should be trying to highlight as much as possible. And I think the W, even though they're trying to shortchange them, I think they learned that this season is that their personalities are going to get them further than anything the league is going to do. And we know about NWSL's commissioners. So there's only so far really that's going to go, but
I
something out.
I do want to get Justin's thoughts on that comment that we just had up about the league. Like, was there anything in the league's survey that kind of stood out to you at all?
Oh, you mean where they're asking players?
Oh, you just muted yourself.
You mean like where they're asking NWSL players if they agree that the league is the best league in the world? Is that in the GM?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or even if they trust the GM, or if they trust Berman. And there were a few questions in there. You're just like, oh, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think them having a GM survey, midseason survey is good because you're seeing things happen out of that if you think back to 5 years ago, like things weren't even being discussed. So the fact that we've made a little bit of an incremental progress there, but I don't necessarily have faith that things are really being followed up on in the way that they should. I think you see it from like Leslie Ryder's reporting that like things are being found, but what's the follow-up there? Like you have like 43 complaints last year, more complaints this year. You have like Albertine Montoya being allowed to kind of like call his own shot when he leaves. You have like whatever happened in North Carolina with Nejas, like not following up on that at all. Like there's a lot of, I don't know, like mysterious, like shrouded things happening where you just want like clarity. And,
Jessica Berman ain't gonna give it to you. I guarantee you that.
No, like that's what's frustrating about like all of it. And I'm always so frustrated.
It is one of those situations. Oh, sorry, go Tom.
Do you think that this means that since Gotham beat Pride, that they won the Berman Bowl? Since it was Wilf and Tish that were the two owners that I guess got to decide that Berman's contract got extended.
Yeah, I'm sure she's real happy about it. And like the whole thing about her getting like extended just shows you kind of where the value is. I think if you look at the fact that like under her tenure, yes, they moved on from like the Yates report kind of, and they've implemented some of the things that were suggested, but like really it's felt more like checking off boxes, moving things along versus actually wanting to like investigate and make the league better for a player safety standpoint. But TV contract is up, Brock, they're getting more money, they're bringing in huge expansion fees. So like when the owners see that, okay, of course we're going to feel good about extending Berman. But yeah, I think it's notable that one, she's not extended into the next CBA negotiations, and that like also it wasn't a unanimous vote. I think that tells that there isn't complete confidence in what she's doing.
But the thing is that's frustrating is I think the money would have came regardless, because that's just how everything works. Like the further, especially in America, we know the prices multiply in a very quick amounts, especially year on year. And so to give Berman being the reason, she wouldn't just be okay with a 10 million fee for a new club. She's the one who asked for 150 million. Like any commissioner that you would have brought in could have asked for that. It's
and like getting to this point, you have like 10 markets that are trying to get it on the next expansion bid. So like just by that, like Arthur Blank's going to throw out 200 million and commit another 150 because he can, and that's what gets Atlanta in.
And that's not, again, if you're reaching out to NFL owners who have teams worth $2, $3, $4 billion, what's 200 million? Like, like especially like it's not anything special. Which again, I would take 200 million, but it's like when you talk about this like giant amount of money people are using, like, who are we to really talk about it? Yes, exactly. Sorry. At all. Imagine drinking that Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and then it also like fuels into a Trent Rodman conversation of like you have this salary cap that is significantly lower, like 1% of what like Arthur Blank just paid to buy an expansion team. So like when you look at like the financials and the juxtaposition of those two things happening, and then you're trying to tell people that like the salary cap is what makes the league great.
And then you can't be the commissioner that comes after Lisa Baird and says like, oh, we're going to do player safety stuff. And to Daniel's point, like, there's actual medical events happening on the field, and like, respectfully, you're the commissioner, to quote Samara Griffin, like, yeah, like you ma'am, like you weren't even awake, like, and that girl died and came back to life on the field. And
I think in a league where like if this happens in like the NBA or the NFL, this like league that has this like media machine that just like is constantly turning, I don't think any of those commissioners last an instance where like a player died on the field and no one at the office could be reached to postpone the game. Like that to me is like an instant, okay, we got to move on from this like whole infrastructure that we have.
Like especially
everybody from the top to the bottom, everybody got to go.
Everybody got to go. Right. Yeah.
Completely agree. Yeah. And like the fact that, and it was part of in like Jeff Kassouf's MLS Anonymous survey, like, or NWSL Anonymous survey, like part of it was a couple of GMs mentioning that they think that the league has to like build out the office more. And like, if you look at some of the absences that happened last year and that we haven't necessarily, like Julie Haddon leaving, like some of these that reportedly were, maybe in line with where Jessica Berman is. And now she's like the person in charge. So you can't like pin any of these failures on anyone else, but you also have to build out a team so that if say someone on the West Coast were to have a episode on the field, that like someone can actually be reached to make the call.
I will
that got me all fired up again, Tom.
No, that's fair. No, because again, when she was asked about it, she like avoided the question. She's basically like, I will not dignify your question with an answer. How dare you ask whether I was awake or asleep? What does that have to do with anything about player safety? How dare you? Like she just went on this like diatribe.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's good that like when Sav DeMello has her medical incident also that like somebody can make that call. But the fact is that like if Sav DeMello's incident happens and Savvy Kings doesn't, like I don't think those protocols are then put into place.
Right.
There is a director league safety officer position that was posted today. So if any of you gentlemen or anyone in the chat would like to apply, you just have to be in New York, it looks like. So
be in New York, be willing to move to New York, and haven't said any negative thing about Jessica Berman ever.
I don't know, but it's 130 to 160. So, maybe I don't know what you can do in New York for that, but maybe
one of those studio apartments where like the
I
hallway
was saying,
door.
yeah.
Two bedroom, studio. Only have 6 roommates. No, not that big of a deal. Not that big.
Oh God.
Oh man. This was fantastic. Very much appreciated. This is a good chat. Please let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. This was a little bit cathartic to talk about that again. My newsletter, Talking Soccer, that's where I do a lot of my NWSL coverage and also U.S. national team, women's and men's, MLS, NWSL, everything U.S. soccer, Talking Soccer. You can find me at Horneker Justin on Blue Sky and Instagram. If you're in St. Louis, I also write for St. Louis Mag. I did some work for MLS this past year, but my newsletter is kind of where everything kind of goes right now. So
Let's go.
thank you all.
The predecessor to Shades of Blue, I used to do like a weekly news podcast with a couple of people around here, and I had a segment called Speaking Soccer, and that was when I talked about Man City with what I thought was a Mancunian accent. It was not great, but I am happy.
We need to hear it. Give us an example.
Have all those
Come on.
I'm digging in the crates and I'm finding that.
Come on with it. Give us an example. You can't say it. You can't say it and then not do it. Give us the Mancunian accent.
One day.
This is the perfect place to do it. The lit stream. It's lit.
It wasn't a Mancunian accent. It was just like me doing a terrible English accent that would become Scottish.
All the more reason we want to hear it.
If you were to put my region on it, would you say like London, like a little bit of a poshness to it?
It was like it would bounce between like posh and like Cockney. I had a buddy of mine from Manchester, and actually that's how he became a friend of mine. It was a random English person found that segment, and they were like, "Bro, this accent is horrendous," and he sent me like YouTube links of actual like lingo and how do you do.
See, there's the internet saying, "Come on and give it to us."
The internet said
Too much denial.
Chat. Go ahead and find it. Chat. Go ahead and find it, and we'll get it played up.
So thankfully,
if he won't do it on here, I will do a reaction video on my channel.
It's only audio. There was no video back then when I was doing it. Thank goodness.
Well, then I'll post your picture and then have the audio.
There
playing.
might be audio somewhere.
We gonna know who
AI
said
video. Just a picture of me and put the audio in.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah. All right, everyone.
This
appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes,
good catching up. See y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me trying to blackmail him. So if he doesn't do it on this channel, I'll do it on mine. Yeah, I'll find the audio and put it on there. Yeah,
I'll be in the chat. I'll be in the chats. Just be creeping, just watching in the chats. Okay, let's keep up the vibes. Shout out to Flag Stay Down podcast. Shout out. He's another type of blue. He's a different shade of blue. I see. Hey. Also, shout out to Chicago White Sox. So I can not boo him because if it's the Cubs, I would boo the fuck out of him. Go Redbirds. Shady King. Give it up for Andy.
How's it going, Andy?
Gentlemen, how you doing tonight?
So good. So good. How are you?
Good. White Sox season's over, so my pain and suffering's done and with. So,
you live in Chicago?
I'm up in Milwaukee, but have family down in Chicago, so used to go to Sox games all the time.
Dope stuff.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I am intrigued. What do you mean new manager bump fading away? Are you talking about Maresca?
No, just in the league in general, it seems like, back in the day, it was always Chelsea. We'd always face the team that got a new manager, and it'd always be a loss, a draw, drop points. But I've been looking at it as it's been going the last couple of years, and some of these managers coming in are now the worst managers in their club's history, right? Graham Potter at West Ham, and and at Nottingham Forest.
Say Ruben Amorim was at least at one point.
Yes, thank you.
Technically still is statistically.
Ruud van Nistelrooy, not at United. At Leicester, pretty terrible.
Yeah.
And so you're just not afraid to play these teams, hoping for that new manager bounce. I know Chelsea's been guilty of that for years and years and years of trying to catch that new manager bounce. But I don't know if it's an issue of there's just no good managers anymore, or if the game has evolved, or I don't know what it is, but it's a trend I've noticed over the last couple of years here.
I am with you.
I feel like it's that the amount of voices that we're hearing in the space like seem to be more limited, and like there's one way to play. Like we've seen like across the world, there's multiple different ways to play the beautiful game. That's why it's beautiful, right? So, but we've seen like the way to make money is to play this expansive, controlling like expansive soccer so that you can score a lot of goals and be good offensively. And the easiest way to do that is to play a lot of possession style so that you have more chances to do that. But I think that just like without that contrast of styles, particularly in like the EPL, you're seeing the same types of teams and they're like just kind of running their head against the wall, like just doing the same thing and being inflexible in what they're willing to do based off of the players that they have available to them.
Yeah, and I think you're missing some Big Sams, some Roy Hodgsons, the guys who play the old school ball. Sean Dyche, I think is going to do fine. He's the closest we have to that. But yeah, outside of that, everybody just seems to be a retread of what everybody else is doing.
Well, and even like Amorim, who's doing his own thing, and that's where it's like they're playing better football than they were. So but how great will it be? How great can it be? I respect the fact that he is being like, he's kind of staying in, hey, this is the style of football I want to play. I'm not going to dumb it down for you dummies, or maybe his style is dumb. I don't know. I don't watch United like that. But it is nice that there are people who are at least kind of like somewhat standing in their own brand where they're not just being like, but also who's going to be the person that brings back 4-4-2? That's what I need. That's what I need in my heart. I need someone who's bold enough to bring back two strikers.
I would love to see it, but that's a whole nother issue. I'm not sure most teams have two capable starting strikers.
That's fair.
You want two different style of strikers? Because I was going to say, like, Liverpool could if you put Isak and Ekitike up top.
And I think
but they're too similar, I think. You probably, like, when we had, like, if we tried it, City, if you had Haaland and Marmoush, that's a great combination. Haaland and Alvarez would have been killer, right? But I don't know what teams have that big, which is why over at Inter always did well, because they had Lukaku and then they had Lautaro Martinez, two different styles. I think I think the players over at Liverpool are too similar.
All right,
so who would you put up top with Erling Haaland if you were to go 4-4-2?
Omar Marmoush.
Yeah, Marmoush.
He's an insane finisher. Finishes from all kinds of angles. I think he'd be able to play off, which is even when he's played and he's done well. He's been on the left, but he's been more inside forward, not really a left winger. So yeah, I think they would do well together. It's just, can you make out the rest of the lineup to Pep wants to have that overload in midfield and all those things. So how do you make that work? But
diamond midfield.
Yeah. 4-4-2 diamond.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. Actually, I'm here for it.
I mean, could Liverpool do that 4-4-2 diamond? You could actually play Isak or Ekitike, Salah, and then Verts in the the tip of the diamond, kind of that 10 spot. That might be all right, because Salah would be different from Ekitike or Isak. But even in theory, you could play the two of them.
And Salah wouldn't
be
have
more
to worry
narrow.
about having a track back. He could be as
'cause he'd be
lazy as he wants to be.
Right.
Yeah.
So I actually just got the new Football Manager, even though I heard it's like the worst Football Manager ever. I've tried Football Manager before in the past, but I'm not gonna lie, it is entirely too much work. Like that is what threw me off. I was like,
always
why-
play.
they're
I
asking
always play.
all these questions. I am so overwhelmed. This is supposed to be a phone game. What is happening?
I always play EAFC. So when I got my PS5, it was kind of like it wasn't time for the new EA to drop. So I was like, okay, I'll just figure what I could download. And I could download Football Manager. It's just too much, man. You need time. Like you got to sit there all day to invest in that game. Look, you should be getting paid. This is like a for real job. You should get paid to play this game.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh yeah, no, that's exactly right. Like during lockdown, when you have just like long bouts, it's like if you want to play Football Manager, you legitimately are like, all right, bye family. I saw like there was a trend of people having their significant others recording themselves and asking them questions like they as they were the managers of the Football Manager team. And it's like, I get that because you are doing so much in it where like you legit have to think that you're the manager because I've done this. I think this is like the third year in a row that I've downloaded it. I'm gonna try my hardest. But I've had it downloaded for a while. I just haven't touched it because I know how much you got to put in it, and it's just like I'm already overwhelmed by the thought of having to put the work in that game that you're gonna have to.
Well, who's the guy who was like 28 years old and spent his whole 20s playing that game and then ended up managing a team in France? What's he up to?
That's kind of dope, though.
Is that Roberto De Zerbi? I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Okay, so Andy, you also wanted to
Will Still.
Who?
Will Still.
That does not sound like a real person's name.
He's well actually I believe he's English. He is the manager of Stade de Reims. Ooh. So yeah.
Oh, that's wow. That's crazy. Andy, you wanted to talk about goalkeeping in the Prem this season.
Yeah, and this is a debate we were having on our podcast a couple weeks ago, and it was about Robert Sanchez. And I'm of the opinion he is one of the best shot stoppers in the league. Distribution's a whole other story, but and then the question came up, well, how can you put him in the top 5 in the league when we're conceding goals left and right? And so as you look through the league, Donnaruma's good, but I wouldn't say there's not as many world-class keepers now as there were pre-COVID. We don't have the Courtois. Ederson, of course, left. Alisson, players like that. I think we have a bunch of good keepers in this league, but not any great ones.
Yeah, because I'm looking. Arsenal, Raya, yeah, he's really good. Donnarumma, solid. Sanchez, and I don't even think. Well, obviously his distribution isn't great, but I think his mental weakness, like he breaks very easily. It seems sometimes, and that's where his biggest struggles are. I'm trying to look. I'm actually with you. Am I with you? Do I agree with you?
Okay, I think I do agree with this point.
Yeah,
and I think that this might be a function of do you also think that they're correlating to this, that there's an uptick in world-class defenders in this league? So you don't have to have that elite goalkeeper.
So I was looking back at just random, obscure, broad level stats, and pre-COVID, the Premier League as a whole never scored above 1,040 goals as a league in a season. We've now done that 4 times. 3 times, and then came close the year after COVID. So goals are up, and could it be better attacks? Possibly. Better defenders or worse defenders? I'm not sure, but at the end of the day, you need somebody stopping shots.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about it because like we're in a world where like Emi Martinez, who's like 45, and they're like, he's so great. Oh my god! Like, so I get it. I completely get it. Where it's dark times. Mark Flecken was the man, and he was at Brentford, and it was just like because he's making a bunch of stops. I will say he did drive us absolutely mad whenever City
that guy.
Yeah,
had the match of his life every time he played us.
Yeah, so like I completely get it, and he went and got himself a bag due to his ability. Ortega could start for somebody, and he's just chilling as our 4th, which is facts. And he really could. He could legitimately go and help some club in the Premier League. And I'm shocked that nobody in the Premier League has offered like 15 million for him, because they could get him for that. If Ederson was 17, and seeing the goals that Ederson has given up where he is now, like it hurts my heart. It's just like, he's lost, but also he's at a club where the fan base kind of runs things, and they let you know how they feel about you, and they are letting Ederson know they don't entirely love him, so his confidence is low.
So previously, keepers usually, their prime is late 20s, early 30s, maybe even mid 30s. There's a lot of younger keepers now. Donnarumma, of course, you guys know, on the younger side. Sanchez, I was shocked to find, is in his mid 20s. Chelsea have got just teenager upon teenager and between the sticks. But could that be part of it too? That there's just not enough experience anymore?
We're in the middle of so you're saying we're right before a boom of Premier League goalkeepers.
Exactly. You don't have 38-year-old Tim Howard in between the sticks. You got just a bunch of young guys learning and growing. So yeah, it could be we see goals on a downward trend in the next couple of years.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it. Let's see. Allison, Alphonse Areola, Bayender, Donnarumma, Dubravka. Yeah, some of these names I'm hitting too, and I'm like, who? Bern Leno still doing his thing at Fulham at 33 and 261 days old. Oh yeah, see, and that's because also you would say the more like secure goalkeepers. Emi Martinez is 33.
Is the issue because players period are playing longer now because they're taking care of their bodies better, they're doing the healthy thing more than they were in the past, right? Goalkeepers have always been able to play longer because they play that position. So is it just a case where you have somebody like at Bayern, right? You got Neuer. Neuer's got to be almost 40 years old, and that's not legit almost 40, but almost 40, right? There's got to be another keeper, but you don't get a chance to show it because you have someone in front of you that's amazing and just is going to play forever. James Trafford, right? We brought James Trafford in thinking that he could be good with given opportunity, given time. Then we went and brought in Donnarumma, so he's never going to get that time for us. So either he sits there and we never see the next generation, or he goes somewhere else. Neuer is 39 years old. See, yeah, he's actually almost 40 years old. So I thought I was exaggerating a bit. So I mean, if you got a player like that who is still starting, I think still starting for the national team, they become institutions. It's hard to move them on. It's like Peyton Manning. It's like Tom Brady. It's like your dude, number 12 that you used to play for Green Bay. Those guys, they don't want to off the scene, and so you don't get a chance to see that next generation. And then when they finally do, you're like, because they haven't had reps, they haven't had a chance to do anything. It's kind of hard to really show well for yourself. So we just got to see if like there's going to be a wave of this group moving off the scene and the next group coming in that can take it to the next level. I will tell you a team that probably regrets making the move. PSG. They went and got Chevalier, young goalkeeper, the next generation. He's going to be the man. Let's push Donnarumma to the side, and it's not working.
And I was a fan of Chevalier too, so like
I think a lot of people were. We were like, oh, we'd rather have him than this person, that person, whatever. So, it's not working. So,
yeah, and at Chelsea, our next great big thing was going to be Gaga Slonina, but he's kind of fell by the wayside a year.
Was that the American?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we've got Mike Penders, 6'6", 19-year-old Belgian keeper, loaned out to Strasbourg at the moment, starting there in France. But I mean, even him, you got to figure he's going to take maybe 3 or 4 years to develop. And one of the benefits of multi-club ownership, but you can't get too excited about that position, young prospects as of yet.
Yeah, but at least he's got a place to play, kind of out of the limelight, so no one's paying attention. He can make his mistakes, learn, grow, come back, and be ready to play. Because if he was playing for Chelsea right now, every mistake is going to be magnified. It just is.
Those mistakes are happening. Those mistakes are happening. It's a very inconsistent team. I saw an interview with Reece James today, and I don't know how old it was, but he was asked about the squad and how he feels about it and if they can win the league. And naturally, you always back your squad. So I guess I will ask you, how do you feel about this Chelsea squad? Could you see them winning the league?
Some things would have to go their way. Arsenal would have to collapse, which I could see happening. You guys would have to fall off. Liverpool, I'm sure will be resurgent at some point here. But this team has a lot of maturing yet to do. I think the last time I looked, we still have the youngest age on average, starting 11 out of any team in the Premier League. And our best winger right now is an 18-year-old from Brazil in his first season in the Premier League. So this year, probably not our year. I'd be happy with another top 4 finish, but next year.
That's a while that Esteval has come in and he's doing his thing. He had a not great first match, but he's really been able to kind of insert himself. And the Garnacho.
That guy is a fight on our podcast every single week.
Oh man, there are a couple moves. When Chelsea brought in Garnacho, United brought in Alenga. It's just like, what? Why are you guys giving United, helping them out financially? Like, nobody should be giving them any money at all, period. Like, that's it.
Well, we owed them for taking Mason Mount off our hands.
That's fair.
Ooh, very fair.
That's a good point. That's a great point. You talked about how Garnacho splits the pod. Where do you sit on the whole idea of Garnacho on the squad?
I'm still of the opinion that he's young and he's got room to grow. Obviously he's got 3 years of top level experience at United. So that's usually the counter argument is he should be further along in his development. He shouldn't be, sitting behind Jamie Gittins. He shouldn't be sitting behind Esteval. I think the potential's there. I think if he gets his head right, he'll be fine.
I think the worst thing he has going for him is he looks like the type of guy that like eats his boogers. Like he picks his butt and smells his hand. Like he just looks like the kid who ate glue in early college school. Like that's just Like I feel like he needs to figure out a way for him to not give that sort of aura off, and he will straighten figure things out.
I
He
feel
did.
like he needs.
Go ahead.
He just needs to go back to Spain. Like I think that might probably be the move for him.
Yeah, he won an award on our podcast already. He's got the most punchable face in the league, so he's got that going for him.
I don't know, Mike Oliver. He's up there for me. Michael Oliver's really high up there for me. I don't know if I can. And
Wait,
Bruno
refs counting
Fernandez.
this?
Yeah, fuck yeah, refs counting this.
my bad.
and Bruno Fernandez is a very close second.
He was up there on ours. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like United they're so chaotic that oddly enough, Bruno has been like the least annoying person on that squad lately. Like his like hustle and determination and everything has been helpful. And also he hasn't been great. Because usually he makes those like this random amazing pass or a goal from a set piece, and then he gets all this attention. And since he's kind of fallen out of sorts, he hasn't been, I guess, in my brain on the algorithm as much. So that's nice. Garnacho, compliment. He does have those. He has those cheekbones. Could cut glass. So that's nice. That's nice. I thought I had Tarek on the Heat's glue in early school, but he powered through.
I was like, what are we doing? What are we? I lost sight. Like, who are we talking about again? Man, wow. Yeah, it threw me off. I will admit, it threw me off.
But am I wrong though, Tarek? Am I wrong?
I mean, that's kind of hard to say, but I mean, he's not. I mean, he's just young. He's just young, he's young. Bless his heart.
Yep, that's the way to say it. Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Tarek's not answer was an answer.
Mama said when you can't say nothing nice,
Yeah,
don't say nothing at all.
And you were
There you
trying
go.
really hard to say something nice too. So like,
Look, man, I mean, how old is he? He's probably what, 20, 21?
he's like
21.
22. Is he 21? Okay. I
Again,
know
these
still
are
pretty young.
like my kids' age, man. I can't talk about these kids, man.
That he looks like he ate glue when he was younger. Like you can easily do that.
He's somebody's kid.
That everybody's somebody's kid, Tarek.
Nah,
This
sorry.
is waffling. This is the waffling that I don't like right here. Oh, okay. So we've been laughing at Chelsea for a while, and Andy, you've been a fantastic sport. Who has been the bright spots on the squad? Like, who has brought you a lot of joy?
Well, you guys were talking earlier about Doku being the most informed winger, and for a minute there, that was Pedro Neto. He has been one of my favorite signings in the Todd Bowley era. Under the radar signings, Enzo Fernandez is great and all them, but Pedro Neto has brought a spark. He's brought something different. He's not afraid to turn on the jets. He'll go at you, but one thing that he does that someone like Noni Madueke did not do is he will pass the ball. He is wonderful at finding people in the box, especially when you got Enzo Fernandez making a late run into the box. Pedro Neto he's got that IQ to look up, sometimes not even look up, but just know he's there. He's been a real joy to watch, and I think Esteval will get there. I think he will exceed Pedro Neto at some point, but as of right now, it's definitely number 7.
I like that. Before we get you out of here, I like. What is it like when you have a club that is so young and they just have all these players in these death row contracts where they're going to be with your club for 7 to 10 years and you kind of have no choice but to see what's going to happen and hope for the best. Most of them haven't gone well, but you're still going to be able to get rid of them in a couple seasons for 2-3 times the price because that's just how the game works. But I really, out of all these signings, none have really hit as well, as hard, or I guess as great as expected. So how is it? And this is just me from an outside looking in. So as a Chelsea supporter, how has this whole Chelsea process gone for you so far?
For a long time, the issue with Chelsea was big name signings or big money signings always fail. Lukaku being the most recent one. And pretty much that whole class, Koulibaly and Aubameyang and terrible signings. Raheem Sterling, the other one. But Moises Caicedo, maybe the best number 6 in the world. Enzo Fernandez, 20 assists last year. I think he was fantastic.
Oh, wow.
And then we've got kind of that next tier that has been doing well as well. Like I mentioned, Pedro Neto, Andre Santos, Estevao, João Pedro has had flashes. So it's exciting. This is how everybody plays FIFA, right? You just go out and buy all the young players and you see what rises to the top. And so you get to live it. You get to watch it. You get to watch these guys develop day by day, week by week. And it's ultimately kind of like playing the lottery. You get to see what's going to pan out, what you're going to make bank on, who's going to stick around, who's going to make a name for themselves. And it just adds that extra level of intrigue around the club. It makes it more exciting to watch every single week. The jersey I got on right now is Mark Gue. Got him for £5 million from Barcelona. And he was a Conference League hero last year for us. I think he had like 9 goals in the Conference League. But will he pan out? I hope so. But if not, I've got the memories of that season. And then we'll probably get, like you said, 4 or 5 times what we paid for him in a couple of years. So everything's a mystery. It's, like I said, added level of intrigue.
It's just the constant feeling like, maybe starting over consistently because you have so many young players. The ones that hit, you're going to keep, but then you're kind of shuffling them in and out. Bring them in, sell the rest off, and you can kind of just constantly, like I said, that in and out feels like it could be a little, I won't say frustrating, but it's almost hard to, unless a player is a guaranteed hit, it's almost hard to really invest too heavily into a player.
Especially in the Premier League, it's really tough. You can have players who have done great in the league for where they grew up in, and then they'll go to Bundesliga or La Liga or Ligue 1 and they'll kill it, and then come to the Premier League and just absolutely fall apart. It's just you really never know. And then they'll leave your league and go back to a different league and become the player you thought they were going to be. It's very interesting.
Sorry, I don't want to take too much time from our guests, but did you see the comments from Luis Diaz about the Bundesliga?
No.
So, he went to Bayern, and I read today where he basically said, and I bring this up because of what you just said, but he said, I'm surprised how easy it actually is. I get so much more time. People don't go into tackles hard. This is going to be so much easier in my body. I actually thought it was going to be harder. He kind of was just like, Bundesliga ain't nothing. That's kind of how he was like, it ain't it. So it's interesting when you talk about players either coming in from other leagues and you're not sure if they're going to hit, or, then going back to the league that they're from and now they're a hit again, because at least according to him, when I'm in the Premier League, I get a split second. I got a player on me. I go to Bundesliga, I might have 2, 3, 4 seconds. I can do so much more. It's so much easier. People aren't flying into tackles all rough and tough. So it's just a different game. And, just because you hit one place doesn't mean you're going to hit another, AKA Florian Wirtz. I'm just saying.
Well, so let me ask you that because that's a great point. What league in Europe do you think is the easiest to transition from into the Premier League? Because I don't trust any Bundesliga players.
I was gonna say Ligue 1. Honestly,
You think Ligue 1 is the easiest to transition from, or so if you do well in Ligue 1, you're probably going to do well at. I'm making sure I understand what you're saying.
yes,
You're probably going to come to come into the Premier League and do well
just because
you're kind of prepared for it, the physicality,
the physicality, the speed,
okay.
the pace, and everything of the Ligue 1. Because that's the thing that you need to transition the most to. Like you're always going to kind of struggle with the tactics and things like that, but it is like that amount of like space and time getting absolutely cleated, and the ref tells you to get up like that. That is Ligue 1 vibes.
Yeah. Okay. What were your thoughts, Andy?
I was actually thinking pretty similar. Chelsea's had a lot of success bringing in Ligue 1 players.
Okay.
Most pan out, some don't. But Axel Disasi, Benoit Badiashile were two that have now fallen off the radar, but they adjusted pretty well when they were first brought in. But yeah, Germany and Spain players get too much time on the ball, at least compared to England. So can't really trust those leagues as far as I'm concerned.
Fraud watch. Tom, what were you gonna say a moment ago?
Oh, I was gonna say I think Serie A, honestly. Because I think that the quote unquote bespoke game plans that you do week to week, I think that and depending on what position it is, like especially like if you're a midfielder, like a box to box midfielder in Serie A and do well, I feel like you would do well in the Premier League as well.
Fucks with that. Love it. Before we get you out of here, Andy, first, how do you see Chelsea ending their season? Like, what is I'll give you like a three place range. Where do you see Chelsea ending the season?
3rd to 5th, Champions League spot. I think should be the expectation.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So who's in those top 3 spots, or first and second?
Probably City 1, Arsenal 2.
Okay.
And then just like last year, crapshoot 3 to 5.
So I assume you, Liverpool. Who's that next team that's in that conversation?
Sunderland.
Man, that's a good question.
I mean, it worked for Nottingham Forest last season.
Yeah, that's true. If Newcastle wasn't already so far away, I could see them having a bit of a resurgence.
Is it going to be United?
See, my mind keeps telling me, but I can't verbally say that they're going to be a champion.
That's real.
So, but yeah, we'll go with that.
That's fantastic. Well, please plug yourself. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
Yeah, so you can find me. The Flag Stays Down podcast comes out every Tuesday. Find us on X, Twitter, whatever it's called, all that good stuff at Flag Down Pod.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a good rest of your evening.
All right, thanks, guys.
Andy, for coming on.
Yeah, see ya. All right. Hey, next Thursday in America, it's called Thanksgiving. So you take a Thursday off, you relax, and we will be back in 2 weeks with another episode of The Hotness. Before people leave, please rate, like, subscribe, leave a comment just for the S&Gs. We appreciate you. We'll see you all very soon.
Hold on. Do you want to say anything about, does it matter about the change that you mentioned earlier today, the new podcast stuff? Does that matter, or are you still waiting?
So technically, we're having some technical difficulties. Our podcast distributors original is taking some time to change the numbers. So
okay. Yeah, I just was wondering.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm honestly mad stressed about all of that stuff, so I don't even want to talk about it now because it could all change tomorrow. and get fixed. I will be out soon about what is going on, but also shout out to Believe. Like, they have been fantastic. They're part of the whole, everything has been great.
So I wasn't sure if that part was already known or whatever. So
yes,
okay.
so yes, we have joined SOB podcast, not the network, just the podcast. We've joined, combined with Believe network. It's a podcast network. They have tons of really great podcasts in general, but we are the first Man City podcast, and one of really, I think they have like 6 or 7 other sports podcasts that are part of them. So yeah, just shout out.
I seen they have a Chelsea something or other on there.
Yeah, they have a Chelsea and I think a United, and so
Appreciate
but
you.
not too many. Yeah, we appreciate everybody. We will see you all soon. Until next time, you know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.